If you're in your 40s and 50s, listen up. My name is Joe. I'm 61 and I've been retired for 7 years now. I often get asked, what advice do you have for those of us in that age range? So today is part 2 of that video. I previously created one, got about 300,000 views. I'm going to link it, check it out. There's no need to look at them in any particular order, but this is a complement to that video. I'm going to cover topics like retirement, money, life, my struggles, my stories, my decisions. That's what I'm trying to do on this channel. So, like I said, this is a follow-up, and we're going to jump right into it. 10 things that I'd like to tell my 40-year-old self, 50-year-old self. Let's jump right in. Number 1, don't wait for retirement to build a friend network and hobbies. Far too many people keep working because they don't know what they're going to retire to. Their life is their work. You know these people. They keep working 5, 10 more years because they can't envision themselves as anything but a doctor, a lawyer, a mechanic, electrician, insurance salesman. Now this is going to sting a little bit, and I'm saying it on purpose to challenge you, not to label you. But so many people say, I love my job, that's why I continue to work. I think that's a little bit naive to think that there's only one thing in the world you will love doing and you just happen to find it on your first try and you've been doing it for 40 years. The world's a big place. There's so many things to explore, to learn, to conquer your fears on. Maybe it's travel, maybe it's camping, maybe it's starting a business, maybe it's starting a YouTube channel, maybe it's starting a history group, maybe it's getting involved in your town politics. Who knows? But that's one of the things I love about retirement is choices and freedom, not linked to money. But hey, as you're in your 40s and 50s, build close friends, build up hobbies, find interests you got. So whenever you retire, you can take that up a notch and maybe, do some consulting in that space if you want, or do some mentoring, go to high schools and do some mentoring, give some guest speaker, something like that. Don't wait for retirement to, okay, now I'm going to have a life outside of work. I think that's a big mistake. Number 2, your teenage kids, yes, they want your money, but they also want your time. They're only going to tell you they want their money, your money, but they want your time. Stay engaged. Ask open-end questions like, what did you learn at school yesterday? Don't ask, did you have a good day at school? That's a yes or no question. Ask them something where they have to, expand on it in a sentence. And your kids, you never know what they're going to tell you. My wife and I think, did an excellent job with our kids, and we stayed engaged all through their teenage years. And, and we have a close relationship now because of that. We never let that gap develop. Vacations, they were central to our memories. We went to the Canadian Rockies as a family. We went on a cruise once as a family, went to Yellowstone once as a family, and we talk about those, laugh about those times. Don't disengage from your kids during their teenage years. Number 3, there's big financial lies out there that you tell yourself, like it's easier to save for retirement when I'm in my 50s. I'm at a time in my life where my kids I may have 2 kids in 7th or 8th grade, or say they're in high school, and you say, hey, it's a hard time to save right now. I'll wait till I'm 50s. Yeah, it is true. You can save more money in your 50s and early 60s, but you're forgetting about compounding. Compounding is huge. Here's an example, and this is from an app called Compound on my iPhone. I think it just comes automatically with it. It's called Compound. But I had one example where I was starting out with $20,000, and I saved $20,000 a year for the next 10 years. 20,000 a year for the next 10 years. That's a total contribution of $220,000. Remember, I said initially starting out with 20,000 at a 9% return. That equals $371,000 that you have after 10 years. Great. Now let's just save $6,000 a year, starting out with a 6,000 base for 25 years. 25 years after that base of 6, save 9%. Much easier to save $6,000 than 20 a year. But that totals $617,000, almost double, with a contribution of $156,000. So contribution, let's say 40% less, 35, 40% less, and a net worth nearly double. That's the power of compounding, okay? Folks, if this is the third video of mine you've listened to, give me a subscribe if you can, okay? If you're running or in your car, don't worry about it. Think about it. You're on your iPhone, give me a subscribe. Honestly, my ego is getting a little big here. just for a moment in time. I'm getting close to 100,000 subscribers. I've never really trolled for subscribers too hard, but I'm trying to do it now because it's just a nice goal, 100,000. And this is your accomplishment, not mine. You guys give me the content. This video came from your comments. But help me out there and help me accomplish this goal as payment for taking time to make these videos. Number 4, the someday bucket list is a trap. Okay, this is advice for me or you being 40s and 50s. Live life today. Don't just save everything and scrimp and be a miser and not travel, not spend any money while you're young. Don't do that. But save first. Save a reasonable amount. Create experiences throughout your life, okay? Don't just get that bucket list very big because you never know. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. You never know when a health crisis is going to happen. Get those experiences now. You don't have to do it in excess. I believe in paying myself first, saving first, but don't just let that bucket list grow. Start knocking things off in your 40s and 50s. Number 5, let's see, this was, I'm struggling with my note here. Back to I love my job. I may never retire. I hear a lot of people in their 30s and 40s say this, and then it's like a light switches when they turn 55. You've been through a lot of management changes. Those, they're coming through those changes for the second and third time by the time you're in your mid 50s. And you just get a little tired of trying things you've already tried. The results, what's going to happen. Have you been there? You go to this meeting, I've got this new idea, and you're going, that's not a new idea. We tried that 3 times. Here's what happened. I just got less tolerant of those things when I got into my 50s and didn't want to waste my time. Hey, it's time for the next generation to take over. I think that's the natural way we evolve in our careers, but it's going to happen to you in your mid 50s, early 60s, I would say latest. Okay. Number 6, your body at 61 reflects every decision you made at 45. That may be dramatic, but today's the best day to start your health journey. This is something that I did an okay job on, but not great. Nutrition was missing for me until I retired, and I wish I would have started that years earlier. But your knees, your joints, your muscles, your build, your weight, your blood pressure. There's a lot of things we control ourselves. Yes, there's some genetic things, but a whole lot we control ourselves. And start now. Don't wait. So many people say, "Hey, I can't wait to retire and focus on my health." That's not a good plan. Better than not, but that's not a good plan. Start today in your 40s and 50s. Number 7, fear doesn't go away. Courage is taking action in spite of fears. Okay. In spite of the fears, you take action. And that's a great life lesson. I was I had times in my career that I was worried about making a mistake or worried about being wrong or something like that. So you wouldn't take action. But, when I was 46 years old, I made a career change and went into the Center of Excellence for Reliability and Maintenance. If you would have seen my career when I was 30, 35, even 40 years old, you would say there's no way Joe is going to be a consultant at 46 years old on reliability and maintenance. No way. That wouldn't have been in your top 20 guesses. Okay. But I took a career where I was in management, started off in engineering, then went into management, and then went off into consulting and worked on that skill. And that was actually on purpose. I created that job. I was asked what I wanted to do in a performance review, and this is what I said. It was an area that I was making good strides in, and they let me do it. And I got to travel the world. I did that job for 4 years. And that was what I was retiring to at 54. When I chose to retire, I wanted to work 1 week a month doing reliability and maintenance consulting. And that's what I did. That has morphed several times since then. I'm doing some free consulting, mentoring, really, plant managers and maintenance managers. And I write for a magazine, make a podcast for a magazine on being a plant manager and reliability and maintenance, but I don't make any money there. Another fear was, it's crazy to start a YouTube channel. What kind of nut starts a YouTube channel? But hey, courage is taking action in spite of fears. I wish I would have learned that a lot earlier. Number 8, I needed a hard reset every 4 to 5 years. I worked for one company for 32 years. I had 14 jobs with them. I never had one job over 4 years, never. It kept me learning, kept me passionate, kept me enthusiastic and significant. I can't say I did this on purpose, but I just found myself driving change, coming up with ideas, building a team. And then when things reached steady state, I wanted to move on and pass it on to somebody else. I was kind of a turnaround person. That's where I thrived. So that worked for me, keeping excited for 32 years. Number 9, I don't like how I worded this, but I'll state it. Your 40s and 50s are really getting close to your last decades where you can reinvent yourself until retirement. Retirement's a complete reinvention. You got a blank sheet of paper, can do whatever you want. But in your 40s and 50s, you start thinking about what do I want to be? What's my legacy going to be in my career? What is my legacy? And that's where I shifted into reliability and maintenance. I was a production guy. Everybody would have labeled me a production manager. That's where my strength was. But I reinvented myself in an area where industry is lacking leadership, and it's in the reliability and maintenance space. And I said, hey, hold my beer, right? Let me give that a shot. It's your life, own it, create it. Don't be afraid of making a big change in your 40s and 50s for a need that you see in the world. Like I said, I was the global reliability and maintenance manager for a company at 46, and that was a shocking change for the people around me. Number 10, what did I say here? Relationships. Spend time on relationships, especially with your spouse. If you're married, don't forget to invest in your 40s and 50s in your partnership. It is so easy to have, the parents focus on their jobs. My wife is a stay-at-home mom. So easy for her to go all in on the kids and me to go all in on work. I brought home the money. She managed the home front. We played at this zone, and that worked great. It really did work great. But the relationship together is something that you need to continue to put time into, and we're all a little tired during these 40s and 50 years. Just don't let that happen, because all of a sudden the kids are going to be gone, and then it's just two of you. Then you're going to retire. It's just the two of you, and it's just the most important thing. If to being happy is having somebody to share it with. I think that's family. That's your spouse. That's just very, very important. So there you go. There's my 10 things that I would tell my 40-year-old self, my 50-year-old self. Be sure to take a look at the part 1 of this. That's going to be linked. It'll be the first thing I'll link, and it'll be coming up at the end of this video too, that you can just tap it. So if you hit the more, you can see the link to this next video. There you go. 10 more things I tell my 40-year-old self, 50-year-old self. It's Joe out.